going? Today is Sunday, and I'm here again on this topic of divorce. Yeah, God hates divorce. We keep hearing this God hates divorce, and people just extract that scripture without a proper application and understanding of it. So, today I'm going to share a lady's story, her experience, just 4 months old in marriage, and her decision and why I align with her decision. But before I share her story, I was just reflecting on this divorce issue. In Africa, especially in Nigeria, I realized something about the people who always use that phrase, to hold women in relationships where they are not being productive, especially in toxic relationships where they just everybody just knows that this thing is not working, and the women who want to leave, those religious people will start telling them how God hates divorce. And I was thinking about those marriages where women are always told these things are mostly marriages where children are involved. It appears that God only hates divorce when children are involved. It's always a selective thing. God hates divorce when children are involved, because when children are not involved in marriages where the woman hasn't been able to have a child, it is actually those people that influence the divorce, because they encourage the man to go and have a baby outside the marriage. They frustrate the woman to the point where she has no option but to leave. And you find out that the God hate divorce thing is not applicable in that union where the woman is having a challenge having a child. And that's the hypocrisy of religion. I dumped everything about religion since 2016, and my sanity how my sanity has returned. I don't argue with religious people because I think that they have not developed their ability to apply critical thinking to life issues. So I was thinking about this God hate divorce thing, and I just realized, it just dawned on me that it only applies in situations where a woman has a child, or where that marriage has children. And of course, you and I know why God's hating divorce there, because if the woman leaves, there is nobody to attend to those children. Somebody has to do that work, okay? And of course, the woman is needed to do it. But in those unions where they've been married for 5 years, 3 years, 4 years, and there are issues there, I don't hear anybody telling the woman God hates divorce. In fact, they're actually trying to get her out of the place so that a more productive person, in quote. And the way they define productive woman is the person that's been able to have a child, which is so poor. So poor a culture, so poor a concept, so poor a definition of a woman, being that she's only productive if she's had a child. So this is something we need to reflect on. I don't know if anybody has noticed what I'm talking about, but just pause and look around those relationships today where there are issues and the woman is trying to leave, and everybody's telling her, no, you have to stay. Check it, there's always a baby involved. Yeah, so I just said to throw that in before I start analyzing the story I got. So this lady, she's just been married for like 4 months, and I think it was in November she got married. She said she discovered that her husband has this addiction, and she doesn't think she wants to continue with him. And this addiction is that the moment money enters his hand, he starts spending them on online apps and gambling. And I just wonder, how women don't discover these things till they just get messed up in these marriages. How did you date this person that you didn't understand his spending habit and this addiction he had? How did you meet him? Where did you meet him? Where do people go? You don't know anything about his life. How did that happen? I just wonder, how these things happen to women. So she said they got married and they have needs and plans. And it's like their goals. She doesn't see their goals being actualized because currently they live in an accommodation where she's not comfortable. And that gets me back to the last post I made where people were, attacking, where I said if a man hasn't sorted out himself, you shouldn't think of bringing a woman in because a woman wants her comfort, okay? You don't go bringing in a woman into a place where she's not comfortable. You're just starting your fires there. So she says that he collected contributions last month of over 200,000 and all the money has been gambled away. January salary has entered and he started wasting it again. That's her story. And she's expecting him to provide 300,000 at the end of this month so that when she adds her own contribution, they will have about 600,000 and they can get a decent investment. So can you see how women think? Women come into our lives, into the lives of this men to help and support them. But unfortunately, some of these relationships, they don't get that support. And she said that she's not able to plan with this man because every money that comes into his hand is gambled away. And she doesn't think that she wants to continue with the union. And the title of her write-up is that she wants to peacefully divorce her husband. And I don't know why she should not peacefully do that. Not just for her own. She needs that peace. Because if this guy has this addiction, there's no amount of prayers. Because I have a lot of, groups where I read these things and I keep seeing people talking about prayers. How does prayer change an addiction? How does prayer change someone's behavior? I can't understand. An adult, a full-blown adult, even my a full-blown adult, you tell me that it's by prayer that you're going to stop him from doing the things that he has decided to do. These are things that have been developed over time through practice. I don't know how prayer changes this thing. So we just keep on deceiving ourselves, deceiving these women by telling them to pray, and they pray endlessly. I know people that have been praying for 10 years, 12 years, until they wake themselves up from insanity. Insanity is when you're doing something repeatedly and you're not getting results. So you have to wake yourself up and tell yourself, real truth. So this lady, my advice to her is to peacefully divorce this man because one, they don't share the same values. This person is going to drive her into poverty that she didn't start her life with. Someone who is able to generate ideas to make this kind of income in a month shouldn't have anything to do with a man who blows up 200,000 in gambling. She had no business with him. And I just keep wondering how our women end up with this kind of men. It still comes back to that desperation, that pressure from the society that keeps on pushing our women into places and people that they have no business with. So please, my dear ladies, if you're still single and you have not found the kind of person you think you want to build a future with, just keep your sanity in place by doing your own thing. And don't find yourself in this kind of thing because this woman right now, I think she's already even pregnant at 4 months. And that's what I keep talking about. The first few years of your marriage is not for you to start getting pregnant because you don't really know what's going to happen. That's your time to build relationship, understand the person that you have partnered yourself with. 4 months and pregnant. Yeah, some of these mistakes people would have made them, but right now we have wisdom, we have understanding. Other people should not get themselves into this kind of thing. The first few years of your marriage is for you to really understand who you have gotten married to. What are the plans that you people are working on? You want to understand the person's behavior more. Of course, you would have studied him before you got married to him. You start building. Then you can start thinking of bringing children into that union. You don't just start a marriage and start having babies and start getting pregnant. Because right now, this woman who is 4 months old in her union that wants to divorce her husband is going to divorce with a baby, and the responsibility of keeping that child is going to remain with her. So these are the ways that we just start this kind of problems for ourselves, and it just keeps growing. So I just pray that our women will continue to have more wisdom, have more critical reasoning of life and of our situation, and not make hasty decisions. So this is the short video I want to make today. God hates divorce. And share your ideas, share your opinions with me. Yeah, so have a wonderful day. Thank you.